Hello, friends, and welcome to the virtual version of our 2022 Celebrate Life Banquet. Last night, nearly 400 people gathered in person at the Embassy Suites here in Rockford, and it was a beautiful night all together, sharing all that God is doing at the Pregnancy Care Center. But for those of you that were unable to make it in person, I wanted to make sure we still gave you an opportunity to hear our client Michaela's story, as well as a couple new things that are happening. So I'm going to do my best to keep this brief, but I wanted to start by taking just a moment to look back in awe of what God has accomplished in 2021. Now, we all know that the entire year was different because we were still navigating COVID. We were adjusting to new leadership in the White House and so much more. But here in Rockford, Illinois, in our little corner of the world on Morsay Drive, we literally had the best year we have ever had. I was humbled and blown away by your generosity and by the way that God provided exceedingly and abundantly more than I could ever ask or imagine. So I'm thrilled to report that we had the best financial year we've had in our 39-year history. But money aside, what's more important is that we served 913 distinct clients. That is more clients than we have ever seen in a year's time. So those 913 clients were both men and women. Most came for a pregnancy test and an ultrasound, but some of them were just people from our community who were simply in need of an emergency pack of baby supplies. From diapers to clothing, wipes, or formula, we were able to meet the pressing needs of our families in our community by giving out a total of 213 emergency packs. Last year, we increased our marketing budget from $5,000 in 2020 to $24,000 in 2021. Multiplying that budget by nearly 5 times has truly paid off for us. We saw more abortion-minded women than we have ever seen before. And we as a staff are having some deep conversations about mission and the clients that we want to reach. We know that God has placed us where He has for such a time as this and to be available, especially to the women that find themselves weighing their options and considering abortion. Those marketing dollars allow us to pop up first on her phone when she searches for the abortion pill. We receive leads from our landing pages. Clients are able to text us with questions or to make appointments. And again, we're simply doing all we can to reach these women in their most vulnerable times. Our stork bus was out consistently all year long. Rain or shine, snow and cold, our mobile unit director, Kathy, and one of our nurses remained faithful to taking the stork bus out 3 days a week. And in 2021, we served a total of 62 clients on the bus. And following last year's successful virtual banquet, you helped us raise enough money to purchase a brand new ultrasound machine for the center and a new portable machine for the stork bus. So these new machines have allowed our nurses to capture clear, crisp pictures at even earlier gestations. And nearly every day we have women change their minds and choose life after seeing their baby on the ultrasound screen. It truly is still sacred ground in that ultrasound room, and I'm so grateful for the team of nurses that meet each client with such grace and such compassion. It's truly been a joy to lead the amazing staff that God has blessed us with. In 2021, we actually hired a new director of education, Nikki, to lead our Positive Choices program. And though she's been faced with some challenges and some pushback, specifically from Rockford Public Schools, she's persevered, and she herself has led groups in Belvedere and Roscoe and leads the volunteers that lead the group at Harlem Middle School. And she currently is in the midst of discussions with the administration to get us back on the approved list at RPS. And we hope to be back in all the Rockford Public Middle Schools this fall. So in spite of COVID and all those hurdles, we still served 44 middle school students last fall, and we spoke to the middle school and high school students at Rock House Kids more than once. Last year, we expanded our center hours to be open 2 nights a week until 8 p.m. instead of just 1 night. And we did this in order to serve more clients. We hired 2 new client advocates, Kira and Karen. I hired them with that purpose of expanding services and seeing more clients. You guys, we are growing, we are meeting more needs, and we ultimately are saving more babies. It's incredible. It's incredible what God will do when we fix our eyes on Him, follow His leading, and trust Him through all the chaos. So that is kind of a brief summary of what's taken place in the last year, and I'm just so very grateful for all that God has done. Our theme for this year's banquet is awe and wonder. When is the last time that you have been in awe of God? Have you had a wow God moment recently? Maybe a moment where your jaw literally drops and you stand in awe and you just say, wow. When I pause long enough to think about all those things that I just shared and what God has accomplished through the PCC this past year, it makes me just stand in awe and say, wow. The word wonder is interesting to me. Dictionary.com says the noun wonder means a feeling of surprise mingled with admiration caused by something beautiful, unexpected, unfamiliar, or inexplicable. The verb wonder means to desire or be curious to know something. Well, let me just tell you, since January of this year, I've experienced both the noun and the verb. I find myself in wonder hearing the stories that have already happened in the first 3 months of this year. I felt that bit of surprise mingled with admiration of all that God is choosing to do, even things that were totally unexpected. I've also sat and wondered and been curious as to what the rest of this year will hold. So one thing I know that we will continue to do is we have increased our marketing budget yet again. This time from $24,000 to $34,000, and the main part of that increase is going to pay-per-click advertising so that we can continue to reach more and more women. If you choose to donate and support the work of the PCC today, part of your donation will go towards our marketing budget, which is how we meet women right where they are at, and it's one of the most crucial points of contact. It's the beginning of what could be a life-saving relationship for both the woman and the life within. Amanda is our Director of Marketing and Finance, and she is the one that oversees that marketing budget, and she's worked really hard to streamline all of our branding and just all of our first impressions. So, to answer your curiosity and wondering about what's to come, I'm excited to share one endeavor that Amanda's been working on that affects you, our friend, our donor, our partner. So, in 2020, we actually started a partnership with Choose Life Marketing. So this is a marketing firm that works primarily with pregnancy care centers across the nation, and they completely redid our website to be more focused on clients. They also manage our paid Google ads, and for many years our website has had content for both clients and supporters. But today, I'm excited to share that we have launched a brand new website just for you, the supporter or the friend. The website address is www.friendsofthepcc.org. So now, this is a place for you to go learn about upcoming events, to find our wish list, to make a secure online donation, find ways to partner or get involved, or where you can just learn more about the staff and about the PCC. So we've created this with intentionality because we know that many abortion-minded women are finding our original website, and we don't want them to necessarily see a donate button or to hear about the Hike for Life when what they are seeking is an abortion or pregnancy services. So that is why we've chosen to make things totally separate, to be very intentional with our target audiences. So let's take even a minute now to explore this new website. You can see on our homepage that you can actually schedule a tour, which I would honestly recommend doing if you haven't had a chance to see our space in person. We've made some really cool updates recently, and I would love for you to come by and see it. From the menu bar at the top, though, you'll see the About Us tab, and that's where you can meet the staff. Next to that is a direct link to our online giving portal where you can make a one-time donation or set up a monthly gift. You'll also see our partnership tab. So there you'll find our wish list of items that we keep, because we want to keep our baby boutique fully stocked with those items. You can find information about our baby bottle boomerang or other ways that maybe your church or business could get involved with the PCC. If you're interested in volunteering, the next tab is where you can find our volunteer application and just more details and information about volunteering. Now, something else new that we introduced just last night at the banquet is our PCC Prayer Warriors. We would love to have people, our warriors, that we can text when we have a prayer request. It could be we have an abortion-minded client in the center right at that moment and we want you to know about it. Maybe a client just that needs extra prayer, or even a prayer for an upcoming event like the banquet or the hike. You can sign up to be one of our PCC Prayer Warriors from this form on our new website, and that would just be an awesome way to connect with us. The last couple of tabs on the menu bar for information on upcoming events, links to copies of our newsletters, job listings if we have them, and then finally there's another way for you to get in touch with us by emailing us directly from our website. So, we're really excited for you to have this new tool, and we hope that you'll take time to check it out on your own. And you guys are actually some of the very first to have seen this because it has just launched. So, one other thing kind of going off of that is that I would love for you to do even right now is if you haven't already, I would love for you to go like our supporter Facebook page. If you can even pull out your phone or hop on your computer right now, you can search Friends of the PCC of Rockford and simply hit the thumbs up button, and that likes our page. And that ensures that you'll stay up to date with everything going on at the PCC and also where we can post thank yous or other needs that might arise. Whew. So there you have it. A new separate website just for you, our friends and supporters, a way to be more involved through prayer by becoming a PCC Prayer Warrior, and a reminder to follow our Friends of the PCC of Rockford Facebook page. That's exciting stuff, and those are great avenues that help us build relationships with you. And I just hope you know how much we love and appreciate you and all of your support. You truly are a friend to us, a partner in this with us, and we couldn't do what we do without you. So that was one of the big announcements we wanted to make tonight, and I have one more thing to share. But before I do, I want you to hear the story of one of our previous clients, Michaela. As I sat with Michaela and listened to all that she's been through, I had a few moments of just awe and wonder. Moments of thinking, wow, I can't believe that she's walked through all this, and I'm so glad that we were there for her. So I think you're gonna have a few moments like that as you sit now and listen to Michaela's story.
We will not perish in lack of faith, but will perish in the lack of knowledge. My childhood was mostly just dedication to my mom. It was a beautiful love connection between us. We would always find like the glowing moments of each day, but with each glowing moments there are darker times. My mother was an alcoholic, and it really took a toll on my childhood and on her life physically and mentally. I did not meet my dad until I was 11, and during that in-between time, it was a lot of transitions for my mom and I. You know, my mom always trying to find her place, and then me trying to follow suit and trying to make her happy and myself happy as well. Our mom was definitely our glue to all of us. Even with her battles, we were still all there with loving hearts towards her. One of my brother's dad, he did physically and mentally and spiritually attack and abuse her. And watching that as a daughter and my brother seeing bits and pieces definitely took a toll on just how we perceive things. What she would say is I would always be right there under her wing. And it's beautiful for me because she and my grandpa taught me many things that has helped me become who I am today. My grandma's prayers were always for protection all around me, for the angels to be with me, and for me to have integrity and wisdom between each decision I make. In those darkest moments, I would be able to hear my grandma saying, "You are loved and you are protected." And with that, you know, it would even help me smile on my darkest times. In my heart, I knew this was not a place for me to be. I actually moved to Tennessee, and when I moved to Tennessee, all I had was my bookmark, and my bookmark was $1. At that time, I was 5 months pregnant with my son, and I went back home to actually see what was going on with my mom and my brother. I did what I could as a sister, and as a daughter, I would tell my mom, you know, I'm always here for you and I love you. We deserve better than this. I would tell my brother that I loved him as much as I could, and I kept pushing to work more hours at work so we wouldn't have to rely on his income. But the abuse got so severe that our days were just becoming twisted nightmares. I had came home after work. I get home about 4:30, and I go upstairs right away to my kiddo to check on him. And I found my son lethargic on the bed, laying there, just not moving. and instantly my heart went down to my feet. I'm talking to him, taking his clothes off of him, checking him, and all of a sudden I hear in my heart, just be still and give him a hug. And so I go to give my son a hug. He instantly gives me a kiss on my cheek, and I just felt his body go completely light. I put him in front of me, and instantly I knew he passed away. While Liam was receiving intense care, I had received a phone call from my mother. She was actually telling me that she was undergoing surgery for brain cancer. I felt completely lost and confused. And in that dark moment, I was debating on an abortion. And I was debating if I could live with that or if I could not live with that.
Can you feel it? The night is getting closer. So is the morning after. I know where I'm going. I don't know when I'll get there, but I'm ready for the road. I'm ready for the road.
I came to work on a Thursday. Our schedule was really busy that day. My first appointment had canceled, and that was the first time I met Michaela. She happened to call at the last minute seeking an abortion. We let her know that we didn't do abortions at our clinic, but we can absolutely give her what she needs as far as a pregnancy test and an ultrasound. Also give her information about what her choices were. And because I had a cancellation, I was able to meet with her. I brought her back into my room, and she was very nervous. She wasn't very talkative. I told her that I was really glad that she was here. I asked her to tell me a little bit about her story. Her story was incredible to me as she unraveled each piece of it. As I learned more about Michaela's story and the trauma she had been through with her son, it was apparent that it was still a fresh wound, and I really believe that that was part of the reason it was very scary for her to even consider caring or parenting another child. She hadn't even gone through the mourning process of this yet. I remember sitting in the ultrasound and just asking the Lord to show her this life, that this little baby would reveal him or herself to Michaela. She was far enough along to where we could see a really great ultrasound picture. Then towards the end of the ultrasound, she ended up raising her little hand, like just saying, "Here I am, here I am." I think, honestly, Michaela fell in love with that baby right at that moment, just being able to see her moving. We went back to my room and we talked further, about what her options were. We talked about the Lord, and that even though this was a surprise to her and her life didn't look perfect, that this baby was not a surprise to God, that He planned for this baby from before creation. Michaela did decide then that she wanted to parent this baby, that she wanted to have another chance to do things differently, and that she felt like God was giving her that chance through this child.
After a while, I felt my life starting to come back together again.
Synchronicity, she felt, represented the fact that her life was changing and everything was falling into place as it should.
The first moment that I held my daughter, I instantly knew that this was the best moment of my life.
Knowledge is power, and to be informed is to live lives where they're going to thrive and not just survive every single day, where they can actually look forward to tomorrow instead of dreading what's to come.
When I remind myself of my journey as a whole, I always go to awe and wonder, and I'm happy to say that the Pregnancy Care Center and the grace of God brought the joy back into my life.
He is the God of wonder, and we're supposed to put our place in a place of wonder, seeing people through His eyes instead of through our own.
I wanna see your glory, feel your thunder, always filled with awe and wonder. Behold your beauty, all your splendor, always filled with awe and wonder.
Wow. I believe that God calls us to be filled with awe and wonder. And I agree that He wants us to see people through His eyes, to see His glory, beauty, and splendor all around us. Michaela's story includes trauma and hardship, pain and loss, but finding the Pregnancy Care Center is what brought her a new hope. Receiving the ultrasound and seeing synchronicity wave to her was God showering His mercy and grace on what felt like an overwhelming and scary situation. I am so thankful she found us. I am so thankful she picked up that phone. I'm thankful that knowledge gave her power, and that understanding her options and understanding exactly what was happening within her empowered Michaela to choose life, and that she felt so loved and supported by Karen and everyone at the PCC. You guys, synchronicity is why we do what we do. Michaela is why we do what we do. God is doing life-saving and life-changing work through the PCC. But Michaela's story could have been very different. What if she believed the lies that she couldn't be a good mom, that she wasn't ready for another child, that she would never be able to trust anyone again? What if she found a Planned Parenthood or another clinic and made an appointment with them and not us? That absolutely stunning little girl might not be here. And that leads me to my second announcement, if you are wondering what God has next for us. But first, I want to tell you something. Medication abortion in our country is skyrocketing right now. The ability to get the abortion pill is becoming easier and is happening without proper medical care or oversight. Before COVID and before telemed services took off, a woman searching for the abortion pill would more often than not end up at a Planned Parenthood or a similar location. And without much education or knowledge of what was happening or what would happen, women would receive the very first of a 2-pill medication abortion while at the clinic. They would then send the woman home with the second pill to take 24 hours later. And in many cases, that pill would go home in a brown paper bag just like this. But what happens if a woman gets home with that second pill in this bag and she has complete regret? Is it too late? By the grace of God and some really smart doctors, the answer is no. If a woman takes the first pill and then changes her mind and does not want to go through with the abortion, she can undergo what's called abortion pill reversal. And my exciting announcement is that the Pregnancy Care Center of Rockford is now an abortion pill reversal center. So what does that mean? If a woman changes her mind and turns to Google for help, she will find that there is a hotline to call and talk with someone directly about what her options are now. The PCC is now listed as a center that can be contacted to provide abortion pill reversal services. So once in contact with the client in need, we would get her in as soon as we possibly can for an ultrasound. That ultrasound would then confirm that the pregnancy is still viable, and we would help start her on a strong regimen of progesterone, and that is proven to reverse the effects of the first abortion pill. APR, which is short for abortion pill reversal, is 68% effective, and it has saved over 3,000 lives and counting. That's 3,000 babies that are alive today whose mothers had taken the first pill and immediately regretted their decision. Guys, God is a God of second chances, and He is using APR to save lives. This is incredible. The thing is, it's completely safe. Research has shown that there's no increase in birth defects, and we've actually partnered with a local OBGYN who's like-minded with us, and our medical director has signed off on this, and we are ready to help save even more lives. Our job will be to get them in to have an ultrasound as soon as possible, get them the needed progesterone, and to provide ultrasounds every 1 to 2 weeks for the first trimester. If the baby reaches 13 weeks, then the reversal is considered successful and they can carry on with their pregnancy like normal. APR is an amazing tool, and I'm so grateful that our team is ready to become a center that offers this life-saving service. We understand that this is not going to be something that we get calls for every day, but actually we just recently were reminded that there is a need even in our area. We had another center in the suburbs reach out, and they had been contacted and had a client in the Rockford area that was not able to get to them for an ultrasound. She had taken the first pill on a Friday night. We were able to connect with her on Saturday, and she chose to come in on Sunday for an ultrasound with our nurse, Robin. Sunday afternoon in our ultrasound room, Robin saw not only a viable pregnancy, but twins. They were measuring near 7 weeks already. The client was struggling. The roller coaster of emotions she had been on was overwhelming, and now to know that there was 2, it was a lot to process. She had received the abortion pill without even meeting with a doctor face-to-face or receiving an ultrasound. And we did all we could do to get her the prescription she needed, but it was a Sunday night or later that she finally took the needed progesterone. When the client came back later that week, we were all heartbroken when Robin shared that at this ultrasound, there was no heartbeats, and the client had lost the babies. Obviously, this client did not have the outcome we were hoping or praying for. But if anything, this has motivated us. It's made us more passionate and more excited to get this started because we want to be an APR center. We want to have the progesterone on hand and ready to distribute right away. And our nurses are ready and willing to be on call since this is such a time-sensitive matter. If only this client would have gotten to us sooner, the outcome could have been different. So today, I'm inviting you to partner with us to get APR up and running. I'm inviting you to consider how you would like to come alongside the life-saving work of the Pregnancy Care Center. At the in-person banquet last night, we had brown bags on all the tables, and there was a small tea light inside of them. And we know that oftentimes when a woman is given a brown bag at Planned Parenthood, she is walking away with a pill of death inside that bag. She's walking away in darkness and fear, but today we have the opportunity to bring life and hope and light to this woman's situation. Through your partnership, we will be able to offer the abortion pill reversal, and this bag can become a bag of hope and of second chances. Last night, we actually had people place their donations directly into this bag as a symbolic way of saying no to abortion and yes to life, saying no more darkness and fear and yes to light and hope. So we need you to pray and ask God how He wants you to partner with the work and the ministry of the Pregnancy Care Center. Are you supposed to make a one-time donation so clients like Michaela will find our number and call us and be empowered to choose life? Is God calling you to become a monthly donor so that your donation each month is ready and waiting for when we receive a lead for the abortion pill reversal hotline, and your monthly contribution will help pay for the needed progesterone and the additional ultrasounds? Does God want to use your story and your servant's heart? And is he asking you to become a volunteer, either in the center or maybe through positive choices in the schools? I want to actually take time now and pray and ask God to lay on your heart a number or a calling or just a thought on how you are supposed to partner with us. So let's take a moment now and even just pray to God. Father God, we come before you and we are grateful for the opportunities that you give us each and every day to serve you. Lord, we are so grateful for all that you're doing in and through the work of the Pregnancy Care Center. God, we're excited for opportunities like APR. God, we're excited to continue to increase our marketing budget and just to reach more and more women. But God, we couldn't do it without your provision and without you using just the gracious community of supporters that we've been blessed with. So God, even right now, as we just pause to pray and to seek out your will, I ask that you would just lay numbers on people's hearts, an amount that they could give. Maybe it's monthly, maybe it's just a one-time donation, but those dollars are going to go to help save lives. Those dollars are going to help bring light and hope into what can be just some really dark and scary situations. So just, Lord, speak to us, let your spirit lead. And again, just thank you for the way that you've provided and what you are calling us to. So Jesus, we love you, we thank you, and we just give you all the praise and glory, and we sit or stand in awe and wonder of who you are. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. So, what do you think God is calling you to do? I'm in awe of the generous sponsors we had at this year's banquet. Look at all these churches, businesses, and individuals that made this banquet possible. Thank you so much to each and every one of them. They've committed nearly $60,000 already towards the banquet. So I'm gonna go back out on faith that we can get all the way to $100,000. Will you help us raise an additional $40,000? Will you say yes to joining the pro-life movement by contributing to the work that happens here each and every day? If 34 people pledge to give $100 a month for the next 12 months, then we reach our goal. It's that easy. But I want you to pause and to pray and to listen to what God is calling you to give. And once you've decided, feel free to write a check and mail it in to us, or if you rather, you can scan this QR code that's on your screen, or you can visit our new website, www.friendsofthepcc.org, and click Donate there. That will take you to our secure online giving portal where you can select Banquet 2022 as your fund and follow the prompts to give with your credit or debit card. You can also easily set up a reoccurring gift by selecting that tab. So I can't thank you enough for standing with us in this fight for life. There was a huge case heard before the Supreme Court in December. It was the Dobbs versus Jackson case, and we're set to hear the ruling in a few short months, and this case has the potential to overturn Roe v. Wade. It would put the power back in the state's hands. States like Texas are already being aggressive to shut down abortion and to value life. But we know that even if Roe v. Wade gets turned over, Illinois at that point would become an abortion hub. It would become a place where, depending on what our neighboring states decide, we could see a huge influx of people from Wisconsin and Iowa coming to Illinois to get abortions. We must be ready for that. We must be equipped and ready for battle, and we can't do that without your support. We need your prayers. We will be the hands and feet of Jesus to every person that walks through our doors, but sometimes we're gonna need your hands to hold up our arms, and we need to know that we have an army of followers and supporters behind us. So again, I just say thank you. Thank you for watching tonight. Thank you for giving. Thank you for supporting the work of the Pregnancy Care Center. And thank you for joining us in the mission of offering help and hope. I do hope you have a great rest of your day, and please always feel free to reach out if you have any questions or you'd like to set up a time to take a tour or just to chat. I would love to meet you in person and say thank you for all that you've done for us. God bless you all and have a great night.
All you mothers and fathers and sons and daughters, the war's at your door. What you waiting for? Better pray, better pray. It's better to pray.